What's up? What's happening? What's going on? K Mega 45 coming to you live from the 45, where I'm just your regular gamer, talking to you and talking to the intelligent gamers and talking to them Padres. Let's go. Whoa. Let's go. Anyway, let's close them out. Let's close Atlanta out tonight. Let's not even take it to a game 3. Let's not even make it hectic. Let's just get them on out of here and let's move on. Anyway, shout out to almost having the trifecta this past weekend. My Rams injuries, it sucks. We're back to that like we were the year before. Man, we go against Green Bay this week. You know, it's all right. Boomer Sooner, my OU Sooners, we took care of business in Auburn. We got that week off so we can go against Texas. That's going to be a tough game. Anyway, but we ain't here to talk about sports. We're talking about games. Anyway. What's happening, everybody? Chili, what's going on? He said Starfield isn't worth it for the price, but I gladly accept the updates it brought. Well, we'll get into Starfield here shortly, but I do want to tell you, and I got plenty to say on that to a degree. You know what I'm saying? I don't fully agree with you on that, but we'll definitely talk. We'll definitely talk about that. We're going to talk about Starfield for sure. But I do want, I guess, to start talking about first, just get straight to it and talk about the game you're seeing here, Metaphor, and the win that Xbox has got for this. Because regardless of whatever people may think, the marketing strategy worked for this one. See, marketing works. Xbox, it works. It works. Yeah, Cali Rex, yes. Sparking Zero, it is definitely, hold on, let's move this over here. Yeah, move this right here. All right, there we go. Yeah, Sparking Zero, the hype is insane. You know what I'm saying? It was, yeah, but I got something to say on that too. Well, matter of fact, let me break that down because that's not even really a topic, but I was going to address it. Sparking Zero hype is very high. It's fantastic. But people, please stop. Stop this madness. I'm seeing people over here. We made it. We have better pre-order sales than Call of Duty. It's here. Listen. If you think in your right mind that Sparking, and I am a fighting, it's my favorite genre. I can tell you how many fighters I own. So this is a fighting fan that's speaking to other people out here. Do not fall for the bullshit. Stop it. Yes, that's great that the game has these high pre-orders. I am very ecstatic the game is getting the hype that it's getting. But to have this assumption because the pre-orders are higher than Call of Duty's, please don't make this assumption and thinking that Sparking Zero is going to stand 1 inch of a chance in sales overall. This is Black Ops 6 we're talking about. This isn't some other different type of, this isn't another type of Call of Duty that they're making from another. This is Black Ops 6. The anticipation for this game is going to be nuts. And on top of that, so many people who played the beta, they're already in. Or the playtest beta or whatever they want to call it. I forget what they call these things now. Previews, betas, whatever the hell, right? But this is don't do that. There's 2 reasons of this success, right? One is because, like I said, the hype, the passing of the creator of Dragon Ball Z, rest in peace. Man, golly, 2024 has been such a devastating year. Of people passing. But it's just that generational time where the baby boomers, it's crazy. But anyway, of so many people that's passing, especially all these celebrities here lately, that's just passing. It's been day every day, right? But Sparking Zero comes out, is according which pre-order you got. Sparking Zero comes out on the 7th or it comes out on the 10th or 11th, right? Call of Duty doesn't come out until the end of the month, until the 25th. I'm guaranteeing you that it's just not even going to be comparable. That's all I need to say on that. Like, stop it, internet, stop it. Like, the overblown hype for certain things is ridiculous. And there's another factor too on this, is that Call of Duty will have crossplay. They have crossplay. Sparking Zero does not, unfortunately. They will probably add it later on, maybe a year or two down the line, where they'll have crossplay. But stop this madness. Talk about this with other fighters, like against Tekken, against whatever. If you wanted to talk about it with Star Wars, will it have an opportunity to outsell Star Wars? Yeah, it has a great opportunity to do that. But is it going to catch Call of Duty in any capacity? Not because Call of Duty is now Xboxes. No, I'm talking about just in any capacity. Stop this. Call of Duty, any fighter. There's only one particular fighter that would have a chance, and it still would not compete with Call of Duty, and that is Mortal Kombat, which a lot of the fighting community wants to talk bad about because it's of whatever. Now, I'm not saying that that I'm a big fan of the new strategy of the combo thing that they do with the players and stuff like that. It's gotten a lot better after I played I had Fight Night on Twitch. It was a really short one. I was supposed to do it. I was supposed to come back and do it Monday. Did not. I'm the most inconsistent content creator ever. That's okay. But this coming up Thursday, I will be finishing the storyline to the expansion to the Mortal Kombat game. It's actually pretty dope. I was really enjoying it for what I was playing. And Cyrax and Sector plays fantastic. I stopped it right before I could see what Noob Sabat was gonna play like. But boy, yeah, they play really dope. But anyway, Sparking Zero. Let's talk about that. Will Sparking Zero come up to Mortal Kombat numbers? If that's the case, then we're cooking, because that is the best fighter in the sense of sales next to Smash Brothers. If you want to put those, if you want to do that, but let's not do that with Call of Duty. Come on, so let's not do that. But I am excited. Yes, I'm very excited. It's popular. Yeah, it's popular, bro. It's really popular, Callie, but it's not Call of Duty. Call of Duty is way more popular than most games out. It's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? There's a pedigree of games, sales wise, that just can't be touched or dealt with at all. And Call of Duty is one of those games. Let's not go crazy here. Let's not internet. I saw that before I started the show, and it blew my damn mind. I was like, oh, come on now. Listen. Pre-orders? Okay, stop this. Anyway. Without me saying that, you know what I'm saying, I am very happy about that. I can't wait to get a chance to play it. I bought the PC version instead of the Xbox version. I will get the Xbox version later, and I will give my reason, which will kind of tie into this marketing thing with Xbox, and that is all because of one or two reasons. One is cheaper. Well, there's more than one reason, but it's cheaper. But it's also the one thing that is the crossplay factor of it, which you would have more players that will be playing it on Xbox than PC going forward. I guarantee you. It's just like with the Marvel versus Capcom situation. The hype is good. The ports are fantastic. They play very well. Online plays fantastic. I did when I came back to do Fight Night the week before last. Played it until almost like 5-6 o'clock in the morning. Played fantastic. There was always matches, but now it's down to only 200. When you look at the Steam numbers, it's only down to 200 of some people playing right now. That's the one thing about with fighters on Steam, is that they got this crazy hype. I still feel that Sparking Zero will last a little bit longer, but the reality is this, man. Nah, it's gonna die out at some point, and then again, that's by that point in time I'll have the Xbox version where I could have. Well, there'll be more people that I can definitely get to play with, and of course there'll be people playing it on a PlayStation edition as well. But when it comes to those type of fighters, like that's what I always been saying, how important with fighters, racers, and in certain other like online games, crossplay is very important. I don't understand why some of these Japanese developers do not get it and do not read the room. I understand about resources and things like this, but you are at a point to where if you want that game to continue to do well, and to have long-lasting numbers, you're going to have to implement the crossplay aspect into it. It's just that simple, like it's just that simple. And cutting off, we need to get out of that phase. Cutting people off and making people double dip, whatever the case may be, all that. People are becoming much more aware and much smarter with how they're spending their money. And so for me, it's like I said, I went and got the cheaper version for it on PC, but I will be getting the Xbox version of it. And then they call me for double dipping because I'm a fighter fool. So I will do that for my fighters. But if this was, let's say, I don't know, a recent game that just came out here or whatever, let's say Astrobot or something like that, I'm not paying double for that. That's why I'll just wait for it to come to PC. I won't. And if it don't come to PC, so be it. Like I can play, if I can't play it on my PlayStation 4, I ain't worried about it. So it's just kind of how like I've kind of adjusted to this new way of things, but whatever. The marketing strategy for what Xbox has done with Metaphor, as you see this game in the background, what I'm tripping out about is not because of the marketing strategy for what Microsoft has done. This is an absolute win. But reason why it's a win is because of something that I know some of you people will probably roll your eyes when I say this, but it's because of the Xbox tax. I mean, the mighty Keith, I'm loving the stuff that he's talking about within politics and and going after the grifters out there, the incels and grifters out there with the BS about, characters and things like that. But what he posted the other day, yesterday actually, was just ridiculous. And it was one of the reasons why I made my post, it probably was the other day, why I made my post about Metaphor being a Play Anywhere title, which is a fantastic feature, which Xbox doesn't really talk about as much, which again, doing a great job with the marketing on some things and do terrible marketing with other things. It is my favorite feature on Xbox. My second favorite is Game Pass. And then there's other features. The Xbox Series X has a ton of fantastic features, but Play Anywhere is just, this is the thing about Play Anywhere that is so important. Like, I still haven't done it yet. Like, I've made my promise that I wasn't going to buy a standard $70 game, because to me, I just feel that price is just ridiculous to pay for, especially if what we've been given with certain games that's just broken. They don't even they're not even actually ready to really go until 6 months to a year later. After patches for getting the game up, you're getting it right, getting it together, and then you're asking me to pay more money for it. And no. I don't like the $70 price tag. So I find every type of workaround that I can to not. Usually it's reward points. I know that they've reduced the reward points, but I see that Xbox has added. I just had a message last night while playing Starfield that they're adding a different type of rewards, something else to the rewards, that it goes off of your rank. And so I have a high rank on my rewards because I use my reward points. I usually buy movies with them, or, I put it on some games or buy games with them, or whatever the case may be. Play a couple of mini games or whatever. But I use my points. And that's usually when I do, is to make sure that I don't ever pay $70 for a standard game if I'm going to buy a standard game. Sometimes I'll wait for a sale. Other times I'm buying the Ultra or the Ultimate editions or as we call it, the Shut Up editions, because of the fact of I want that game that much. So with Play Anywhere though, it almost makes me feel, now it doesn't, I can say almost, it does make me feel that there is some value of paying the $70 because of the fact that you can play it on your Rogue Ally, your PC, other places or whatever, and not having to worry and still having that Xbox copy right there available for you to play it, as it says, anywhere. So to me, it's for that's the justification for that $10. Now, I haven't done it yet, but then yet it's kind of making me feel like, all right, if they're going to still kick it still stay with this, with the $10 thing, the $10 extra on the standard edition, if it's play anywhere, I'm not going to feel so bad about it because you're still getting 2 for 1. You know what I mean? Like, and I still have that option. If I want to play it on my Xbox, I got that option. If I want to play it on my PC, I have that option. Whenever that they come with Xbox comes with their handheld, I can play it there. You know, so that to me is like, I got these options here. And so I feel that that's why Play Anywhere is in such a fantastic, amazing feature that should be addressed and should be told to everybody out there in the place. And then again, when I posted it, like I said, it was because of the Mighty Keith thing. Like, what the hell was that? Like, for all these years, I can understand if he was standing on business on PlayStation doing their marketing tricks and saying, well, you know what, this game is on Xbox too, but I have never seen anything. Now, I don't see all of his content, so he might have done that. So if I'm wrong, please let me know. But what the hell was that? Like, bro seemed upset. I don't know what his mindset was when he posted it, because you can't read emotions 90% of the time. Well, I would say, can't say 90% of the time, but I would say 60, maybe 70% of the time when somebody posts something, because you don't hear them. But to come out and to say, yo, there's people saying that they're going to buy an Xbox for metaphor, and and just saying the marketing is it's on PlayStation, bro. What is that? I'm not understanding. Like, if you're standing on business, stand on business. But that right there, hey, you really hear me say Xbox tax, but that was the Xbox taxes ish that I've ever seen. What the hell was that? Why are you mad that Xbox has got some PlayStation people out here saying, I'm going to give you an Xbox? Because you know what? When PlayStation's had the marketing for other games, I mean, Xbox gamers know this to the letter, to the T of how it feels, because not only do Xbox gamers got to hold their breath to see if the games are coming to Xbox back, especially last gen, and the beginning of this gen, the media don't even tell you. You got to find and read the fine print, or you have to have somebody give out the information. Xbox themselves give out the information, or you have to have maybe a content creator that went and asked a developer, "Hey, is this game going to be available for Xbox?" That's how crazy that the PlayStation marketing strategy has been. And we're not even talking about this has been their strategy for just recently. This has been their strategy for decades, going back to what they did with Sega. So to me, it's that, like, hold up. So you was cool with PlayStation sit here and did all this garbage have they been doing, but then when Xbox does a little bit of this and actually finally markets something properly, and now get some people excited about it, then it's a whole different story. And that just flabbergasted me. That, like, come on, man. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. Yeah. Like, I mean, Big Mamo, that is full tax. Full tax. What the hell, bro? Like that. Like I said, I've been on Team Keith with the stuff, like I said, with the politics and with him going after the grifters. But that one, nah, bro. That's bullshit. That is just straight bullshit. I just look at that, and so when I'm saying that this is a marketing win, because this did bring attention, and then I didn't expect that what I was going to post got as much as attention that it did. Thankfully for the people that shared it out and stuff like that. But I just also wanted to prove that point about Play Anywhere and how Xbox needs to implement that more. And I understand that there's some marketing deals that some game studios probably don't want that because they want to capitalize on as much money as possible and things like that. And I think that might be one of the reasons why they might have some setbacks with with some games that they may not got on there, like maybe Wukong or whatever. Because Wukong, I could see being one of those games, if it didn't have the trouble that it did, being a play anywhere title. I could see that. Now, again, it's up to the, you know what I'm saying, and I think that's maybe a part of Xbox's strategy on quite a few games, and then some of these developers push back and say, "Nah, we don't want that," or however. I have no idea, but this is just me speculating on that. But I do feel that if they would, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I do feel if Wukong came out day one, I felt like that might have been a play anywhere title, because Xbox has been very, very good at, especially with with Japanese games being play anywhere for the most part. They still got a long way to go, and of course, all their first party is play anywhere. Now, like I said, with Wukong, I could be wrong, but I just felt like it might have been. I know that it didn't happen with Baldur's Gate 3, and so but see, that's where, if Xbox can get some games like that to be play anywhere, that right there would be a much better reason for a gamer like me that sees that $70 price tag, and every time I see it, it makes me want to earl for a standard title. It just makes me sick. It does. But for play anywhere, I'm kind of like, you know what? You're getting 2 for 1, or you're getting multiple for 1. It's according how you play, where you play, right? So I think that they need to address that more. Again, Xbox, here you go. Let's do that. The Persona games are all the Persona games that Xbox has are play anywhere. Most of the Square Enix games are play anywhere. Now, Final Fantasy 15 is not. And the older the older games from Square are not. But like oh my goodness, I got them and I can't think of the name of them right now. Good grief. Octopath Traveler, they are play anywhere. Both of those games are play anywhere. Xbox has close to, I believe around 400 plus play anywhere titles, and it could be more at this point. I know that when last time I checked, it was around 400. It was around 400 or whatever. But now they're adding more and more games. But a lot of them is more smaller games. Some of them, and like a lot of them are like Japanese games. And then of course all the first party titles. But it is just a great feature, and that's a part of the way I'm saying, like, regardless of how much bullshit that I think that what Mighty Keith did or whatever, what he said, it was also a proper marketing tool for him, because it brought up a lot of attention. Not only for the fact that, for those PlayStation fans that was going to get an Xbox 4 metaphor, but it's also for the fact that Xbox has the marketing and it actually helped them out. But I just don't understand why nobody doesn't want to stand on business with all of it. You know what I mean? Like, the contradiction shit is just really stupid to me. It really pisses me off. So. But yeah, it is a good deal. It's a good deal. Let's see. Let's go and read what some of you guys are saying while I was in my little rant mode. Yeah. Chili. For me, number 1 is play anywhere. Number 2 is quick resume, and number 3 is Game Pass. A quick resume is really, really powerful. For some of the games that I play, quick resume becomes a nuisance, but I still enjoy it. I just gotta go and check if it's in resume, and then I got to cut it off, because like if I'm playing Madden, if I'm playing college football, if I'm playing NBA 2K or something like that has to some online game that has to have an online factor, I have to reset and go back. Now, if it's a single player game, it's fantastic. If it's for certain fighters, they're fantastic. But for like, when I'm playing online with my fighting games or something like that, yeah, no, I gotta, quick resume kind of is a nuisance, but it's still up there. It's still up there. It's my top 5 for sure. If overall, I mean, play anywhere would be number 1 still. And then I would say, man, because I love Game Pass, man. I love Game Pass. with everything. But man, that snap feature on the Xbox One, bruh, that snap feature was everything for me. Man, I used that damn snap feature for every day. I used the snap feature, man. Oh my God, I miss that feature. I miss that feature so much. God dang it, I miss that feature. But yeah, Richili said, what's going on with you, Lemon James? What's happening with you? He said, quick resume needs a off switch. And I don't think it needs an off switch. I just wish that, I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe because I like quick resume. Quick resume when you're playing a single player game. If you're playing, something that doesn't have to always require an online check or whatever. Fire. But a lot of times, man, when I'm playing it and it pops on there, it's got to reset anyway. But quick resume itself is a really cool feature, and I hope Xbox never gets rid of it. I mean, I'm not, you know what I'm saying, toggle a couple of things, but other than that, to enhance it, but no, keep quick resume. That feature is absolutely fantastic. Bring us back to snap feature, Xbox. Bring us back to snap feature. Bring that, and there's a lot of 360 features too, man. Like, man, you could watch movies with the Kinect. Oh, man, come on, bro. You can sit there online and watch movies with the Kinect and stuff. Oh man, bring that back. Bring that stuff back, man. Somehow, some way. Somehow, some damn way. He said an off switch for Halo Infinite would be good. Stop it, Richili. Yeah, okay, I can rock with that. An off switch for selected games. I feel you on that. Like I said, just toggle it. Just don't have just an off feature because it does benefit a lot. Fantastic because there'll be times that okay. Like for instance, when I was going through and playing Tales of Arise, I loved it. When I came into the game, boom, it was right there where I left off. Boom, every time when I left, I'm like, oh my God, this is so fire. But again, that's just that's the beauty of it. Just give a toggle to where it can, for certain games, if it has an always online thing, do you want to keep it on? Do you want to keep it off? And that's it. But it's a little minor inconvenience to go through and just look at it and take that particular game out of the list of your last previous games that you played, and it does that feature does the quick resume. But still, I just rather have a toggle off right off the bat. Don't have to worry about it because I know what kind of game that is, and then have it for everything else. And we winning, we cooking over here. But anyway, but yeah, Play Anywhere is definitely number one for me. And it's not one of the best factors that Xbox features, I should say, that Xbox has, and it's a perfect marketing tool. So that's why I'm happy that so many people got to see about Metaphor being a Play Anywhere title, and then go look and people can go check and see how many games are available for Play Anywhere, and a lot of people will be surprised. A lot of people will be surprised because there's a lot, and they're you know what I'm saying, and they're not just some bum games. There's a lot of good damn games that's under Play Anywhere, and that feature needs to be implemented, talked about, and stressed. And needs to be, and for newer games that's coming out, like for instance, Indiana Jones is going to be a Play Anywhere game. You know what I mean? Like that's a win. Stalker 2 is going to be a Play Anywhere title. That's a win. So, yeah. So that's just part of I think where the strategy of where Xbox is trying to give you that Play Anywhere if you want to type of aspect to it that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So, I just wanted to touch on that. And I think that Xbox is winning on that strategy for sure. I know that there's some people that was trying to argue with me online saying, well, there you forget about NVIDIA and all this other. I get you, I got you and all that. But hold up. It's not the same. It's just not. There's a different, they're different. There's differences with it. But we'll just move on from that and maybe having another discussion with somebody else that maybe want to argue with me about it. But, want to move on and what I want to talk about Starfield because I mean Richili, he was already coming out here being messy from the very get. And listen, I showed my clip of me playing it. I started the DLC got far, and then it's recorded in this clip, this game clip that I have here. Because I played a section of it, and then I stopped because I realized, oh damn, I forgot. This is starting my second playthrough, and I really didn't do anything starting my second playthrough, and I'm like, I got to back out, start getting some guns, get some other shit. Because I had to kill that. I had to kill the very first being with my my little gun, that little thing that you use to go and craft or to harvest, to get harvest your resources with. So I was like, oh damn. So I went back, and then so I was like started doing some other stuff, and then I caught myself playing Starfield all day yesterday. I had plans of doing some streaming, doing this yesterday, and I caught myself. I swear I played a good 11 hours of Starfield yesterday. While I was watching the Padres game, I was watching the debate, I was watching the vice president debate, all doing all the same thing. I had the debate on my TV, was playing Starfield on my PC this time, and then I was watching the Padres game on my other screen. It was nuts. It was nuts. And so I was like, hold up. Hold up. Have I played this game this long? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I took a couple of breaks or whatever, but I was like, man. And what drawn me back into Starfield all over again is the fact that I ran into some new things that I'd never seen before. And I was like, hold up. I passed this person before, but I didn't even know this person. I can interact with that person. Or I made a different decision, and that decision changed into something that what hold up, is this part of the second phase where things just automatically change, or did I just miss this? And it just shows the depth, the how in depth this game is. That's what makes Starfield in a league of its own. And I know that there's people that just wants to. I mean, didn't say anything. Didn't say anything when I posted about Starfield, except for nothing negative towards PlayStation, nothing negative towards Nintendo, or even people. Just said people got to put some respect on this game, because again, I'm one of these gamers that once I beat a game, I usually don't go back. It's only the special, and this is me. You know what I'm saying? It's not everybody, of course. But this is me. Once I beat that game, I'm usually done with it. We move on. If I go back to that game after beating it, and especially if it's a game that takes as long, I put over 400 hours into the first playthrough of Starfield. I was like, well, close to it, rounding it off. I was around like 390 something. And going through it again, and then I got just as immersed as I did when I played it the first time. That's Witcher 3-esque. That's Mass Effect X. That's what Wukong done for me. That's why I'm doing this second playthrough and I'm streaming it, because I'm like, this game is really goddamn fantastic. And Starfield has that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't get, when I see people like, okay, so I seen Maddie Plays said, dogging it out. I see now that there's like 4 reviews, and this is why I tell you that reviewers are full of shit, and I don't trust none of them to the point. I just don't trust. I don't trust them. Because there's multiple reasons for it, but this is one. I played 100 hours of the first place. I played 100 hours of Starfield, and I played, and I thought it was good. And I played for however long. I played an afternoon. Like, I'm mixing up kind of what Maddie Play said something. I seen somebody else say that they stumbled and they played a whole afternoon of Starfield's DLC, and then it's done. Well, okay, hold up. This is not only just for like what Maddie was saying or whatever. This is for everybody that comes with that kind of bullshit. They did this with and I'm not, like I said, I'm not just bringing this up about Hellblade 2 or with anybody else that does this. This with just Maddie Plays or anybody else. This is just for anybody who says this dumb shit to me. That says this. I put in 4 hours, 3 hours in the Hellblade 2. Or you can beat Astrobot in 3 hours. Or you can, I seen that you can go through hi-firush in 5 hours. How you guys are playing these games kind of tells us how you play these games. Usually on easy mode, not trying to look for in depth, not trying to look for the depth. Just want to get through the game because you started it. That's fine, but say that. Don't come out and say, "Oh, I beat this game in 3." No, 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 no. If you're really actually playing a game and being immersed in the game, and this is how I play games. That's the reason why I don't stream, which I'm starting to try to do to let you see how in depth I get into with the game. Because if I'm going to spend the money on the game, I'm going to play that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why there's some games that I don't even start because I know if I'm, you know what I'm saying? Because I know how I play a game. I go in through it with a fine tooth comb. This is a person that was working 60, 70 hours a week before I retired. So again, let's get this straight here. You know what I'm saying? This is, and I was doing podcasting, and I'm still going through games like The Witcher, putting in 400 or 500 hours. This is how you play games. If you really give a damn about them like that, and I'm not saying that everybody's different. But when you sit there and says, well, this game is garbage because I put in an afternoon, then you sped through it. You didn't give the game a chance because I'm seeing people that say, man, I put in 40 hours already into this DLC on Starfield and I'm just caught in because you know that there's more than just an afternoon's worth of content. Hell, I just spent, like I said, I just going in saying I wanted to just get some couple of things done so I can go back and start the DLC, get back into the DLC on Starfield. And I caught myself playing 11 hours of just doing other stuff. What are y'all talking about, man? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I understand that people game differently. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I seen somebody posted, Still Rain posted something that was pretty interesting. They were talking about, because I always get hell because I say that I like the Horizon games, right? And, you know, Joanna always get on me as like boring, sleep, whatever, right? And then I seen that like Still Rain posted something about, you know, it's bad design or whatever when people are saying that they go through, this person said they played Horizon and they put it on the easy mode and it was much more enjoyable to play. And that's fine. I mean, you know, you want to play on easy, you want to play on normal, you want like me. Like when you first see me put this clip on, I showed you that I'm playing this game on hard. This game is not easy. It's not easy. Metaphor is not easy on hard, bro. I was like, whoa, hold up. But regardless, and I'm just a knucklehead like that. Doesn't seem like everybody has to play games on hard. If you want to play games on easy, story mode, whatever, do what you got to do. But if you're going to play a game on medium or less or easy, and not try to find other things within the game to make the game special, and then when you just run through it and you're done, it almost gives me this thought process is that you are just coming in here to just brag to say that you beat the game. You haven't really dissected the game all the way from its lowest compounds to let us understand why you enjoyed this game or why you didn't enjoy this game. Because if you played 100 hours of Starfield, you put time in it. There's no question. But bruh, I know people that's put in already 1,000 hours and they still haven't got through every planet in the game. If I get immersed and I get lost to doing some other stuff within a game in 11 hours, you put in 11 days of doing that and just being immersed and getting anything, or if you just, you know what I'm saying, that's telling you that the game has a lot of substance. It's got a lot of depth. And that's what makes Starfield special and more and unique for a game this generation. Think about this. This game looks absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Hey, yeah, guys, hit this like button. Hit this like button. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that for Richilly. You know what I'm saying? The super chats does work. You know what I'm saying? And therefore, you know what I'm saying, hit that like button. Show support. If you do not mind. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand that if you're going to get into it, like a game like Metaphor, man, you already know if you played the Persona games, you in there for a while. You ain't coming out of that game and no. If somebody when somebody told me that like, oh yeah, I beat Persona 5 in 30 hours, 40 hours. What? What? How? Like I'm already 50 hours in. I'm still I'm a quarter done. I'm like, what? How did they beat that game that I'm thinking, and then when I beat Royale, it was like what 500 hours? Like, come on, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, all I know is that that's why this is the reason why I don't trust Metacritic. I don't trust reviewers anymore because it's just too damn political. Because again, you can sit there and tell me that you're disappointed into the game. That's neither here nor there. Everybody has different tastes. I'm cool with that. But when you get into a point to try to dissect of saying that the game is, well, it's I wish there was more there, and then you beat it in the afternoon, knowing damn well that there's more there. When I'm seeing more people saying, man, I put in this many hours, I put in this, it just wasn't just one person that said they put 45 hours into the DLC alone. It was more people saying that they put way more hours in there. Like they're like, what did you do? You just went straight shot through it, and if the story's not that great, okay, well, that to be determined. I can sit there and when I beat it, I'll let people know. But I'm just not understanding. Like, what are y'all doing? Going through Hellblade 2. Did you look for anything? Did you try to experience something? I mean, like 3 hours? Come on now. I don't get it. Like I mean, when they first was talking about Astrobot and how fast you could get through that, whatever. I think they did that with Spider-Man 2. They were saying that somebody speed run through. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. We gotta stop this. We gotta stop this. We gotta stop this. Um oh, okay. Curie, you said you're trying to finish Miles. Okay. Edgeworth, then do what is Miles Edgeworth? Is that like a I don't even know. I need to type that in. Look what it is. Is that an RPG or whatever? Curie, you gotta let me know. But anyway, I don't know. This is why I don't trust reviews. And then it's like a 60, and then I see people showing the Steam numbers with Star. Listen, this is one reason about Starfield that I will personally be pissed off if this game goes to and this is no slight at the regular PlayStation fan. But for the PlayStation stand, this is what this is for too. I don't want you to play it. If you sit there and talk as much shit as y'all do about this game, you don't need to play it. You don't deserve it. And if Xbox bend the knee, succumb to the throat needle, and let that game come out there to the PlayStation fan base, to the stands, I'm saying, not the regular PlayStation fan base. Then it just shows, look, okay, you care less about what they're talking about with your game. They care more about the money, which their company, their corporation, of course, they care about the money. But I mean, you should have some pride into your studio because again, like I'm showing something positive, and I mean the hate that you get for a boring game. I played 5 hours. You play 5 hours. You play 5 hours. That ain't telling me shit. You ain't played the game then. Now, if it's not your type of game, then it's not your type of game. Cool, I get it. Not every game is for everybody. But I just can't. But when you're telling me, man, with as many hours, especially if it's a game that I beat and I know what time I put into it, and I know that not everybody's gonna put as much time into a game and go and dissect things like I do, go discover, go left somewhere, go right. I get it. But if you're putting in minor work on this title, but then have the audacity to get out here and give a review and say, it's trash. I can't trust you on any review. Nothing. You could be absolutely right, but I can't trust it. Because to me, it just doesn't make any sense. Hey, I did. Hey, Fahim, I didn't say Spider-Man 2 wasn't great. I haven't played Spider-Man 2 yet. I wait for my PC version, and when I play it, I will. I mean, I don't expect Spider-Man to be bad at all. Now I just go by for what people have told me about Spider-Man who's beaten it, saying that it's not better than Miles Morales or the first Spider-Man or Spider-Man 2018. But that's neither here nor there. I have to be the judge of it when I beat it. I'm just gonna go off of that. So, but I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying what the people said when they sped run the game and said you could beat it with this. And I know that there's people that beat Spider-Man in a weekend, and I'm like, damn, you know what? Yeah, I put way more time into Spider-Man 2018 than that. You know what I mean? So whatever. But that's not the point of the reason why I'm saying this is that the review situation has gotten so out of hand and so untrustworthy. Is that and then you got people there was people on, and again, I don't know, I forgot how many people it was or whatever that they showed, but they was posting reviews. What the fools didn't realize is that the reviews were showing people giving the game thumbs down that had zero hours or minutes within the game. They just hated on it because they just hate on it. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Like Richie said, Super Mario Brothers is trash. It'll last only 5 minutes. Come on, man. Come on. Oh shit. But you're right. Richie, I got what you said, because you're right. You're right. You only get what, 5, 10. You can, if you know what you're doing, you do the cheat level warp, and you get that secret warp, and then you're right there at the end of the game. Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of like how these reviewers work. Oh yeah, I beat it in 10 minutes, and then yeah, you're right. That's exactly what this is. If you're not going to take the time and I understand, listen, these people got I know you got family, you got responsibilities, you got other things like that. I get all that, right? I get it. I do this stuff now. My kids are grown now, so I don't have to worry about that now. I still have to, worry about my kids, but and then still have to do things with my family, my wife, stuff like that. So again, it's not like I understand. I have a life outside of this stuff, but if I'm gaming, I'm gaming. I'm not. I didn't spend this money to sit there and to speed run something. And if it's gotten boring, just say it. Just say it. Like there's some people that was coming out and say, I couldn't finish it. It was too boring. Like there was a lot of people say that about Horizon. It's too boring. Couldn't finish it. I got you. It just happens. But if you say you beat this game, or the one thing that cracks me up too, is when you got people that will tell you, oh, I beat the game. I put over 200 hours in the game, but it sucked. Let me drink my coffee. Man. Mm-mm-mm. Let me say that again. Because there's been plenty of people say, I put 200 hours, 220 hours into this game and beat it. But it's trash. It sucks. If you're going to put that much commitment into something and still say that it sucks, I can't trust you either. Because a person like me, if I'm going to play something, and I'll give games a chance, I'll give them a chance. Like I'll come back multiple times. I'll uninstall it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give this game a chance. And I forgot what game that was. Oh yeah, Inquisition, Dragon Age Inquisition. I've told this story quite a few times. I hated Dragon Age Inquisition when it first came out. Put in 10 hours in it. Couldn't feel it. Then I said, you know what? I'm going to come back and I'm going to give it a shot. Fell in love with it. Put in, I don't know how many hours, beat all the DLCs, and I'm ready for Vanguard this month. Like, unbelievable. And I was like, why could, and it reminds me of like music, for instance. you know, like I don't buy music like I used to. Um, but when I did, you know, I used to buy like, I don't know, 4 or 5 CDs at a time or whatever. And I remember I was going through a set of, a set of music, you know, and they were all different genres a little bit, not all different genres, but you know, they were kind of different. One was R&B, one was, you know, one was pop, one was hardcore hip hop, the other one was conscious, conscious hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so I'm just going through listening to it, and there was this one particular album that I was listening to, and I'm like, oh my god, this is awful. What is this? And I just wasn't feeling it. I just so happened had it in a rotation. This is going back to to show how old I am. The CD disc player, the disc changer, and I was just vibing. I was gaming and just letting the music just rotate. And I was one time myself like, what is this? Like, hold up. And then there was 2 songs. I said, wait a minute. And then I go back and I look and I'm like, this is this album that I hated. So maybe that could be, because if you're playing a whole bunch of games and you're playing a whole bunch of different genres, then you can't, then maybe it just isn't in your vibe. So if you're playing Warhammer, for instance, you played Wukong and you playing, I don't know, let's say Astrobot. And then you come back and then you just jump in and you start playing Starfield, then Starfield might have been that game that you just wasn't feeling. Now, for me, probably if I played all those games like that, it'd probably been Astrobot that I'm not because I'm not really the biggest fan of platforming games anymore. But Astrobot would probably be the one I wouldn't like, maybe. I don't know. But it's just, I don't know. That could be the thing. That's why I'm saying, like, that's why I don't do reviews, because I do play all types of games. I you know what I'm saying? I go back and Rain always reminds me. And every time that he reminds me, because I do usually go back and I play Gwent, and then I'm like, yeah, I forget how much I play Gwent because I really love Gwent, and then I'll jump in and I'll get back on Gwent, play that for a few hours or so, and then I'm like, oh man, and then I try to play something else that I was playing beforehand, and then I'm like, oh, I'm not in the mood for it, you know what I mean? Because I already had whatever going on. And that's to me, it's kind of like maybe it's overkill. So, but to me is where I say where Starfield is so special in this regard is that if I can go back, and especially with my attention span, and I can go back to a game that I haven't played in a while after beating it, and then get re-immersed again, that game is special. It's something, you know what I'm saying? It has that something. You may not like it graphically, or you may not like some of the things within the game that may feel kind of old, especially like, and I can agree with those things, like, you know, the interactions with the characters. That is very old school. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that could have been better. But the gameplay, the some of the storylines, some of the you know what I'm saying, not even if you're not even the biggest fan of the main story, some of the storylines, the side mission stories are crazy. That's very Mass Effect and Witcher-esque, like, I mean, crazy shit. And it's dope, and it's just like so much content now with the stuff that they've added into the game. And then the game seemed like it got a visual upgrade, because I mean, the game looked good. The game looked solid, looked better than what I was anticipating the game to be when I first played it. But playing these last 2 nights, nutty. So you know what I'm saying. And listen, I don't know. It looks fantastic. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't trust the reviewers anymore. You got 4 reviewers giving it a 60, giving the DLC a 60. And then you got, the user score is higher than that, of course. But it's just one of these things is where it's just, I don't know, man. I don't get scrutiny for a game that, this is my thing overall. I don't get the scrutiny for the fact that there's people that demands get out here, get on a soapbox, We need something new from these developers. We need some new content. We need this. But then turn around and then tell you, well, they need to stick with what they used to do. I swear to you, I know you guys have seen it online. We've been hearing for years, do something new, new content, new this, bring something new. We don't want to see the same thing. We don't want to rinse and repeat. And now all of a sudden it's like, well, we need to go back to the way that what these old games were. Come on, man. What was going on? I, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of this garbage. It is sickening. It is always something negative when it comes to Xbox. And then you get more and more of these so-called Xbox dudes that still parades the like I said, Xbox is doing some weird shit. I get it. I know. I've made this point. But man, damn it, when something is good, something is good. And it shouldn't have to be broken down to a point to where it's like, this is really good, but you know what? I don't know. I don't really want to say this is too good. I want to say, man, maybe it's nah, man. Come on. You don't have, if you wasn't a fan of Starfield, like that's why I was just making fun. You don't have to be a fan of Starfield. That's not my point of this. It's this that you can't be that person as well that says, I put in 100, 200 hours into this game, but the game wasn't good enough. And then do a speed run and say, I beat this game in about 3 hours. And then this is telling me that, well, maybe the game got tiring to you at the end. And you just went in the mood for Starfield. Say that, but they're not. They're not. And then again, so when people go through and play it and dissect it and go all the way through the DLC, and the DLC might be short. I have no idea. Like I said, I'm playing it. You know what I'm saying? I had to go back because I didn't have enough because I needed to redo my weapons and things like that after I had the first playthrough, and I forgot that I only did like the bare minimum once I started my second playthrough, and so now I'm playing the second playthrough, and then I'm going to go back to the DLC once I get to a certain point, and then we'll go through it, and then I'll be honest with you and let you know if it's short or if it's not. But if I go through it and I'm sitting there and I'm over here like, man, look, I'm already 20 hours in this DLC. Trust to believe these people didn't play this game enough now, didn't play this game all the way through. Then go and try to find then try to go look and discover and see what's special about the game. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but we'll find out. We'll find out. I will definitely let you know about that. But I just feel like, listen, I can't trust reviewers. I've lost damn near. And again, there's some reviewers out there that's solid, that does their job, that does it the right way. But there's been so many of them that just don't, that I don't trust any of them anymore. I have no confidence in any of them anymore. Just don't. I mean, I've always made that point anyway, and I still will stick by that. What somebody I don't know telling me about what game I should play and what I shouldn't play. This is where the reviewing process turned into garbage to me. Is when you got people that will tell you to skip on a game instead of them breaking down what they liked and what they didn't like and keeping it moving, but you decide. We have now reviewers that will tell you, will go on record and tell you this game isn't worth playing. This game isn't worth that. And I think that's where the point of the strategy has been, to where it doesn't make any sense to me, because you want me to trust your opinion when I know if I listened to your opinions before and I played some of these and I skipped on some games, and then I gone back and I played those games because they maybe been on sale and they were cheap enough, and then I go and I'm playing, I'm like, hold up, I enjoyed every last bit of this game. This game was fantastic. What was these people talking about? What are you talking about? And so that to me is where there's no trust, because you're now telling me what to do and I don't know you. Tell me I have to trust your opinion that this game is no good. Hell with that. I'll play what I want to play when I want to play it, and I'll enjoy it. And if I don't enjoy it, okay. When somebody comes to me and say, "Hey, Mega, what do you think about this?" I wasn't feeling it. You know what I'm saying? But you should try it so you can learn. So you can just say, and that's every time that I say that to anybody. Hey, I wasn't feeling that game, but I was feeling. But you know what? You should try it to see if you like. And then some people will say, "Oh no, I ain't messing with it then," because they know I don't have that mentality of saying that that game is garbage or trash. I don't like using that word with games if I'm not a fan of those type of games. Like that just don't make any sense to me. Because when you do that, you're saying that you know more about that person's experience than than they do. And that's where the review process has turned into absolute garbage to me. And that to me is where it's got to get back to where the gamer makes the decision. I know there's reviewers out there that still do that the proper way, but every time that I see something about reviews, it's you know what I'm saying on social media, or if you're reading them through Metacritic or whatever, like nah, bro, I'm whatever. Sometimes I'm reluctant to when I see people give games zeros, I buy them just because, because I just like, come on, man, that it's not cool at all. And then again, we've seen this a million times with Xbox games where these games look like they're placed into they're like no Xbox game can get to a 90 except for a racer. Stop this. When a game like Starfield itself has more content than any other single player game that's out there right now, that alone should give it kudos, give it a high marks for the content alone. But again, that's neither here nor there. All right. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just keep dwelling on it. Yeah, bro. Who said Mega, bro? I get tired of these damn reviewers on this bullshit, man. It makes me sick to my stomach when they act like they can sit on this pedestal and try to tell us as gamers who buy these games, when these people mostly get free copies and then they shield for Sony, because they know Sony don't be bullshitting with them and saying, look, hey, here's 90, 88. Is that fine? 83? Oh, okay, 85. And then when they look at Xbox has a whole different approach because, hey, look, man, get these games. Here, go ahead. Try it out. Oh, this is 70. This is 75. Now, is all reviews wrong? No. Not Starfield, but Redfall was one of those exceptions, right? But hold up. This is what was crazy. Concord. There were people really capping for Concord. Concord. They were really out there, not saying that the game's playability wasn't good, because I've heard that the way that the game played felt fine. It was everything else about the game. And listen, there was still out there reviewers still trying to tell you that this game was worth paying $50 for, paying $40, $50 for it. Come on, man, stop it. Then again, okay, let me move on. When the content is good, Quark, it's good. Listen, I didn't see people going crazy and making a big fuss about how long the DLC. Well, I did see people talk about how short the DLC was, or for the extra content that was on God of War Ragnarok. But I didn't see this type of hate for it. I've heard from many of people, and I have God of War Ragnarok on I got it on PlayStation and I got it on PC. Haven't beat it yet. It's not caught my interest as much as 2018 did, or the older God of Wars. But I'll finish it because it's a God of War, and God of War is one of my favorite franchises. But I'm actually almost leaning that saying that Ghost of Tsushima, the Ghosts games from Sucker Punch, are probably my favorite PlayStation game at this point. But regardless, moving on from that, it's not Xbox fault when somebody comes out and says, when Xbox does great marketing on a game that people have interest in, and then you have somebody come out here and tell you, well, it's on PlayStation. This is horrible marketing. Well, Xbox is over here is lying to the PlayStation fans. That's called bullshit. That's called a tax. So when Xbox do better or does come out with something good, it gets scrutinized in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, no, that, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes some things Xbox do is their fault. There's no question. But there's other times that they're just people that just want to take it to a whole nother level. And yeah, no, you're right. More content doesn't mean it's better. But when the content is good, the content is good. When somebody comes out and tells you that they put in over 100 hours into a game, if they 100 hours into the game, but the game still wasn't good enough, then they're telling you that they're lying to you. If the game was good enough for you to buy the extra content to that game because you enjoyed the first part of the game, that tells you right there that game is good enough. Now, if you was expecting the content to be another 400 hours, then you know what would be the flip side of that? They're taking my time. I have other things to do. Why is this DLC so much? Why is this taking so much time to beat? I don't want to go through this. I want an 8 to a 10 hour experience. What's wrong with an 8 to a 12 hour experience? What's wrong with a 3 to a 5 hour experience? I have life. I have family. So make up your damn mind. Where are you at? It's not like the DLC was $60. You see my point? It's never a winning situation with any of this stuff because there's always somebody that's going to complain about something to the degree that it's like it's bad, it's evil, it's wrong. You know, like we need more linear games that is not time consuming. But hold up. I want Starfield DLC to be 200 hours. But if it was, then you would get back to that point of where I have life, I have a life, I have other things I need to do. Why would you take that much time? There's other games to play, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is the type of stuff that we're dealing with in 2024 in gaming. So ridiculous. So ridiculous. So ridiculous. And now let's get to another thing that also, and I had to agree with J-Dub on this when he posted this, that like, you know, the gaming community is cooked, man, on this grifting shit. So Assassin's Creed Shadows got delayed. And so there's been a lot of speculation, of course, a lot of speculation from people who want to, and this is the funny thing of me that cracks me up the most. There's people that will tell you, I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want politics in gaming. I don't want to, but they're quick to be in the talk politics with this whole incel discrimination. They're trying to make games into something else. Listen, this culture war bullshit is sickening. I think most people will agree that there's more people that play games than we've ever had before, and there's more different types of people that play games than ever before. So why should a game be only something that we used to see in the 90s or in the early 2000s? Why does the protagonist have to look the same? Why does women have to look the same? Why does certain characters have to look the same to make you feel validated? And if you don't like it, then there's a great thing that you can do, and that is to keep your money in your damn wallet and move on to the next game. Now, I'm all for games like Stellar Blade and The First Descendant. Listen, nothing wrong with eye candy or games like Dead or Alive, or, you know what I'm saying, we get to see jiggle physics, things like that. Yeah, great. But I also know what a real woman's body looked like. also know what real men's, well, pause. I know what, well, I mean, I play football. So, you know what I'm saying? If you play football, then you definitely know. But I know what, you know what I'm saying? When I'm walking down the street and I see men walking down, it's not all looking like these hunky guys that some of these people want to see portrayed in these games. I also see people that look different. And that's to me is where, listen, if you want to make gaming multicultural, then because gaming itself, because the people who are gaming are multicultural. And that's what you want. You want art of all different kinds. And that's to me is where I got this problem with people that sit here like Gums and others that are using this type of discrimination, this reverse type of discrimination on developers that just want to do the right thing to include everybody else. Not every game, like, listen, my purpose of not supporting Final Fantasy 16 is because of what the head studio guy said, and doubled down on it for his mistake about history, right? But then on the reverse, I don't see, like, this is what the crazy thing about that. When the man did inaccuracies about the history, and then when people try to tell you, well, I understand why he didn't put people of color in the game because it has to do with slavery and things like that. Okay, whatever. That's fine. But when you double down, when you made a mistake on the history of something, I got a problem with that. But then yet on the flip side, with Assassin's Creed, Shadows, oh, they're changing history. This isn't accurate, blah, blah, blah. Now you give a damn about history. Make up your mind. Because you didn't give a damn about it in Final Fantasy 16. Again, my whole point about this is that when you got people out here telling you lies, telling you that, well, that the reason why they put Yasuke in the game is because of the Black Lives Matter movement and all that right there is bringing in politics into the gaming space, which a lot of people say that they don't want to do it. And as a person who loves politics, oh, I'm all for it. Let's talk about it. I ain't afraid of it. And if people follow me on Twitter X or Facebook, or, you know, I don't normally put it on on TikTok because I'm barely on TikTok that much, but I plan on being on there more. But I let my politics be known. I shine it bright. I'm not ashamed of it. I love the conversation. But if you sit here and you bring out and you talk and you bring up a lie like that, when the actual reason of why they delayed the game wasn't because of Black Lives Matter movement. It was because of the fact that there was inaccuracies within the game and the stories, and the experts made mistakes. The expert and when I'm talking about mistakes, it wasn't about just Yusuke, not about like, because he's a real person. There's a statue of him. The whole situation of him being a retainer and the difference between a samurai and all that, because it wasn't that. It's the fact because they had buildings that were built that weren't accurate to Japanese buildings. They were Chinese buildings that they put in the game. They had to go back and get another expert to correct those mistakes. The weaponry was different. Some of the story and the storyline within the game was different that they had to go and change because the first expert confused Chinese information, Chinese history with Japanese history. Well, that is very highly offensive because if you know of the history between Japan and China, so of course you don't want to do that. That would cause a lot of problems. Right. And you know what I'm saying? And listen, yeah, grifters are the worst. These grifters are the worst, bro. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, just come out and just say that you want to be racist, bro, because that's all that shit is. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem. I've been playing as white men, women, Japanese men, white, you know what I'm saying? Y'all mad because of a black man being, you know what I'm saying, in samurai gear, coming around kicking ass? Y'all mad about that? Come on, bro. Anyway, my issue is that why would you spread lies like this when this is the reality of what the problem was. Now, if you want to jump on Ubisoft for being lazy, and then and this is what I've said. I've said this a long time ago. I made a video about this back in like 2014, 2015. I said, once these big corporations have their CEOs and these and you know these big money people that jump in, that pays into these games and things like that, start having say-sos, gaming is going to start getting into a place that a lot of us gamers are not going to like. And this is one of them. Cutting corners, not paying attention to accuracies in certain things, and rushing games out too early. That's another reason for the delay. The developers did not want the game to come out because the game still had a lot of bugs that needed to be addressed and need to be fixed. The one thing that stopped it, that saved it, unfortunately, was because of the situation that happened with Star Wars. With Star Wars, Outlaws is not a bad game at all, but that shit was buggy as hell. That's why I stopped playing it for a while, to let them get some patches going and whatever. But when the game is running great. The storyline so far has been really good but it was a lot of bugs. Didn't have any crashes, but it was a lot of bugs. So I'm like, I'll have to wait. Fortunately, you know what I'm saying? I got it through Ubisoft through the Ubisoft subscription. So, and you know what I'm saying? So, because again, if I wanted to get the subscription, if I wanted to get the game, I'm not paying the $70 for it, and I want to use my points on something like Metaphor or something else. You know what I mean? So that was, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to take a chance on it. I wanted to see how the game played, because again, you can't trust a lot of these games, especially when they get rushed out. And so this is a good thing for the game getting delayed, putting these accuracies into the game. And then now the exposure of it is more about the people trying to rush the game out, trying to Assassin's Creed Shadows out, knowing that the game is broken. See, these are the things that we have to talk about as gamers, that we have to stand on business on and say, you're asking me for more money for these games. Extra $10, $20. These Ultimate Editions are getting absurd, especially from Ubisoft. And you mean to tell me that you want me to pay this much money, and then yet this game is going to be broken? And that would have been highly offensive, because you know what would have happened if they released that game out when it was supposed to, which was the 15th of this month. And this game was broken like that. That would just added more fuel to the fire. And the devs told the higher ups what the situation was. They didn't want to listen. The only thing that did save it was the fact of the inaccuracies of the history. Of the inaccuracies, not so much about the history, but the inaccuracies of the certain things about, like, mixing the wrong group of people. And so again, here we go. Rushing something out that's not going to work. So this will benefit greatly. Yusuke is not going anywhere. It had nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. This situation with the whole, Sweet Baby Inc. stuff, whatever. No. And it's got nothing to do with DI or any of that crazy shit. It's just that this is going to be a good game that's taken a different direction, and we should be praising that these will have more games like this, instead of us trying to take these games away from customers that are excited about this game. Listen, like I've said before, Loke from Mozambique sit there and have a character in Yusuke that is originally from Mozambique being represented, and the listening to him sounding so proud. That's the shit that we're talking about. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I talk about Halo 5 and I talk about #SaveLock, which is really save Team Osiris, because I love everybody in Team Osiris. I love Buck. I love Tanaka. Love Vale. Love them all. I think that mixture of those Spartans, of that team, that was a full representation of greatness. But when you had a black man standing on one of the biggest games, one of the Rushmore games out there, franchises out there on Halo, bro, you damn right I'm standing on business on that. I'm going to always talk about Halo 5 in the utmost and the highest pedigree, and still it's got the best multiplayer than any Halo that's ever touched the goddamn earth. Period. I will stand on that. Don't have to like the story as much. I ain't gonna argue with nobody on that. But it damn sure, Halo 5 was great. So again, I felt that representation. And so when you hear like Loke talking about that, and then you got people out here like Guns and all these other grifters that get out here and start using this racial bullshit rhetoric, it is sickening. And then just lie on, and Ubisoft is going through it already. They're trying to kill this friend. And listen, if you kill Ubisoft, then this is the one thing about Ubisoft that I always respect and I admire. They are not afraid of taking chances with their games. And if you let these grifters get out here and start winning on these culture war battles, what you're going to get is we're going to get back to this era where we get the same bullshit and the same rehash stuff, and it ain't going to be the stuff that you might think it might be. It might be more just free to play games because these companies just want to go the safe bet. It ain't going to be you getting that special Splinter Cell that you've been asking for. It's going to probably be Sam Fisher in Fortnite. So keep wishing on it. Keep on. You know what I'm saying? Because if these companies keep on trying to listen to this garbage and trying to placate to these racist bastards, then they're gonna hurt gaming worse than what you think. Yeah, I've asked some people about the reason why Halo 5 is not on PC, which I was like, please, can we get Halo 5 on PC? But the engine itself, they said it would be too much work. It would be too expensive to implement all that stuff on there. Even though I know that they had Forge on there, but they shut down the Halo 5 Forge. Because I had it downloaded, but the last time I tried to get it, you couldn't even get in it. So yeah, they just said it was just too expensive to port and to move over, which I just thought it would have been a smart solution to move it over to put it into the Master Chief Collection. But it is what it is. I hate that, but again, that's the fault of 343 not doing what they're supposed to do and following their path instead of having all this inside division, because now Halo is in a place of limbo. Because listen, if they do a remake, then there's going to be people that's going to be pissed off, because Halo 4 was not a bad game at all. I'm sorry, Halo Infinite was not a bad game at all. The storyline was sweet. There just wasn't enough of the game. Like, there needed to be more. And there was so much cut out and so much stuff that was tied in. It's kind of like, well, we just want to kind of move like the person that went in and took over wanted to just kind of erase everything from Halo 5, but you couldn't, because everything that worked from Halo 5 and Halo Wars 2 was all predicated from the stuff that, that was all tied in. You wouldn't have had an Atriox if you didn't have Halo 5, or Halo Wars. So therefore, I don't know, man. That's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother day. But I just think about this thing with Assassin's Creed. This is the reasoning why it's being delayed. And the reasoning is positive, not only because of the inaccuracies of what they were doing within the history, which is, like I said, about the building structures, which was Chinese instead of Japanese, weapons. And there was some inconsistencies in the story, but nothing with Yusuke. So again, and the reason was because the first expert, I don't know if, didn't know enough. It was cheap or whatever. There was also some stuff that's saying that some of the developers kind of didn't pay attention to some things, didn't want more, didn't pay attention, while some other developers was wanting more detail. There was, they're saying, and this is from Tom Warren's article. So you want to check it out, go to Game Insider or whatever. But I just wanted to let you guys know about the truth behind it. If anybody believed that it had to do with, Black Lives Matter or anything like that, that's an absolute lie. That's an absolute lie. That's why I'm saying, like, the gaming situation is cooked, because there's so many people that says, I don't want politics in gaming, and you are getting drawn into the politics in it. So, for me, I feel that everybody should pay attention to politics, because it is something that is real that people need to pay attention to, because it deals with your everyday life. But listen, if you ain't trying to listen to this part, you're not trying to listen to that in gaming, so it's too late. The culture wars is here. And until they just completely just make the games that they want to make, the developers, and bring in more diversity, bring in more different type of games that aren't always the same. Plus, also keep the games that keep some of these people happy. Like I said, like Stellar Blade and The First Descendant and other games out there. Listen, we need all of these games to succeed and to go there. But again, here we are. So I definitely wanted to address that because it just didn't make any sense to me. Why people are getting so upset about that stuff. Yeah, but I'm glad it got delayed too. I'm very glad it got delayed because for me, it's just I love the Assassin's Creed games. I love the newer open world Assassin's Creed game. I play Assassin's. I played Assassin's Creed, the one with Bayek, the one that's kind of the old school version of it, and I like it, but I'm just kind of like, you know. So I might get around to beating it. I might. I don't know. I don't know. I just like the open world stuff. Like I love Origins. I love Valhalla. I love Odyssey. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm going to love this one because, you know, it's going to have that same premise. And then this is what made me, I think, also enjoy Ghost of Tsushima so much is because of the fact that it does have that setting, that vibe, that open world, that go in and discover stuff. That I'm a big open world fan. I've always have been, always will be. Another thing too is that Ubisoft slept, you know, and again, let's not sit there. So Ubisoft is not innocent in no way, shape, or form because Ubisoft should have already had Shadows out. They slow played. And then they let Sony go ahead and bring out their title. You should have already had a game set in Japan a long time ago. You could have brought Valhalla now. That's my opinion. But, you know, I mean, with the slow playing, you know, you also have to give gamers what they want. Gamers are screaming for Splinter Cell. Should have brought one. You know, I know that people want the Beyond Good and Evil 2 is going. I don't know if it's going through development hell. It might be. Obviously, it seems like it is. But I mean, we understand the money involved and everything. But it seems like it's just these companies don't want to take the chance. Gamers say they want to take a chance, but then you have another group of people that's just like, well, I need the old stuff. It's such a weird dynamic right now. Like I said, gaming is in a weird space all the way around. No doubt about it. But anyway, I wanted to touch on those subjects today. Let me go ahead and pull out here and see what end our poll. Let's see where we at. Which of these games are you going to be playing? I should have said which one of these games will you be playing? And Metaphor is at 33%, DBZ Sparking Zero is 22, Starfield at 22, and Diablo is at 22. I really want the Diablo hatred. The budget just came. My wife's birthday's coming up. No, man. Just couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. I wanted it. But then, yeah, Metaphor was just that thing. I thought Metaphor was going to be on Game Pass. And coming to find out it's not. Play Anywhere is still fantastic. So I was hoping that I could have that, you know, and then, of course, there's Call of Duty, going to get Call of Duty. And then I also was planning on getting the collection version of Shadows. So, but once it got delayed, I was like, okay, well, I can get Starfield and I can go ahead and I can get Space Marines. So, you know, so it kind of all worked as Space Marines, and then I got a couple of other things as well. But I was like, okay, so it's going to be good for me to go ahead and get that because I want the game to be delayed and be right. So that was a smart thing for sure. But anyway, I thank you guys for coming through. Let's see. Big Bad Mo said, he said Diablo hatred, can't wait, man. That intro was great. That's the intro. That trailer was nuts. Oh, they make such good trailers. And listen, I've never been a Diablo fan until this latest Diablo. And yeah, no, I'm definitely want to know more of what's going on with that story with Mephisto and all that. Like, that's crazy. That's gonna be nuts. And then the new players that they came in there with. Oh my god. So yeah, I do eventually know that I'll have to get it at some point. But listen, man, it's that gaming season, the holiday season. So it's that time that good grief. I don't know, man. So much to play, so little time. Anyway, guys, I will hop on and play not here soon, but here later on tonight. We'll play some Wukong. We'll do that right now. What I'm going to do is jump on some Starfield. So anyway, because I'm locked in. I'm locked in on Starfield, but I will stream some more Wukong, and then tomorrow evening I will be doing Fight Night, and I'll be playing more of Mortal Kombat expansion, and I'll be playing a little bit of more because I only played a little bit of Street Fighter 6. Got to get back on Street Fighter 6, which I'm so disappointed with myself because Street Fighter 6 is so good, and I don't know, man, just couldn't. I forgot what game it was. Oh, it was Diablo. Diablo just shocked the hell out of me. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna be playing Street Fighter 6 all the way until Tekken, maybe jump and play this game, that game. Diablo just amazed me of how fun that game was. So yeah, but gotta get some more Street Fighter in. So that'll be I'll be playing that tomorrow night. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. I will see you later on this evening if you come and check me out on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you don't know that I do other streams on Twitch, go ahead and check me out on Twitch. It's KMega45. Also, I'm on TikTok as well. KMega4 is at KMega4. So go and check that out as well. I'm starting to put in more and more content there. I'll start streaming over there as well too. So, all right, guys, thank you. Really do appreciate it. Y'all have a good night. You said what's Wukong? Black Myth Wukong. Yeah, Wukong, Black Myth Wukong, man. Yeah. Game that should be up for Game of the Year. For sure. It's a really good game. All right, guys. I'm out. I'll let you. Peace.